Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's webinar. We will get underway in just a minute. I'm flying a million miles an hour tonight, and I'm really looking forward to tonight's session. If you are joining us live, rapidexecutive.com/live, the new site is up. I have no idea if it's going to work, but the new site is up. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it there. I can see myself. That's a good thing. at least someone can see me. We've got the new site up. We've got everything moved over to ClickFunnels. So I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to see it as well. I'm not sure if the chat box is going to work tonight, but we have a Facebook chat box on tonight. I've been told a million times that the chat box that comes up is not very useful. So we've moved that as well. We've moved over to Facebook. It does say leave your comment for the presenter. I'm not sure if it actually just sent it to me or it's a group chat. I tried to get a group chat, but I ran out of time. So whatever's there is what's there for this evening. But welcome everyone. My name is Nathan. I'll be running the webinar this evening. As I said, I'm running a million miles an hour tonight. I need to get myself supplemented up, so I'm available and ready and willing for you guys tonight because there's a million things I want to cover this evening. We are coming to an end of 2016, and I have launched like 5 things in this round. Normally, these 7-day startup sessions that we run as part of this Rapid Startup Meetup group, we go through each of the 7 stages of Dan Norris's 7-day startup, one day per session. We're at day 7, which is launch. And normally I go through and actually launch something on the side with you guys as well. This time around, I'm pretty sure I've launched 5 things since the last time. So things are speeding up and it's awesome. It's great fun. A lot of that has to do with the tools that I'm using. A lot of that has to do with my mindset as well. And basically following my own, eating my own dog food, following along my own training and teaching, practicing what I preach, automating as much as possible, and things are just starting to work. You just got to stick at it, guys. So I want to share with you all of the things that I've launched. It's the stats so far. There's heaps to get into tonight. So I'm yours for at least the next hour, but I'm psyched tonight. I don't have another session after this. I don't have a team meeting after this. Woo! We are on a hiatus on the Amazon stuff at the moment. So the session that normally is after this, where we talk about Amazon FBA and selling products online, is on holidays for 3 weeks because it's Q4 and I can't even think about that at the moment. That's just winning. And all I'm doing at the moment is dealing with a little bit more customer service than usual as people are buying their holiday stuff. So apologies for the sound for a moment. So I'm going to get my NZT time on. If you guys haven't tried exogenous ketones before, and if you thought I was amped up, just wait till I get this in me. Right, tonight, guys, we are talking launch. So I'm going to go through some launch tools. I'll show you what I've launched this year as well, this round. So in the last 2.5 months, I've launched a whole heap of stuff. So I'm pretty excited about it. Let's have a look here and see if we've got the comments up. I can't see any comments coming through, guys. So if you are watching live, you might want to use the comments box in YouTube Live, which I think you can do by, I think I'll open chat. If you click on the button here, you'll get into YouTube and watch this, and you can comment on there. So you can comment while it's live chat inside of YouTube as well. Otherwise, try and comment on the page and let me know. I'm logged in as the user, and it says I'm the presenter. So I'm not sure what's happening with the chat there, but feel free to chuck your comments in there, chuck them up on YouTube, however you like. Send me a message on the Rapid Startup Facebook group as well. We can chat. Maybe I'll open up that and we'll have that going as well. So if you guys want to chat live in there, I'm happy for that as well. Let's go to Facebook. But tonight, guys, my name's Nathan. If you haven't been here before, we talk all things startup and launching your business, getting your idea off the ground. We're following along with Dan Norris's 7-day startup framework, where we go from idea through to everything you need to get your business launched and to customers in 7 days. Now, obviously, we do 1 session per week, so we get to the 7 days at the end of 7 weeks. I have wrapped all these up into one, which you can grab at the end of the session. I'll show you where you can grab them all in one go. All right, here we go. Let's have a look at what we're up to. Comment box in Facebook won't let me log into Facebook. Okay, Paul says you can't log in. So apologies, guys, if you are watching this on the page there and it can't log in. Then feel free to grab a chat thread on. There's no way to change the name of the box. All right, so let's do this webinar chat session. If you jump onto tonight's session on the fly, here we go. If you guys jump into rapidexecutive.com/FB, and it'll put you into the Facebook group. And I've just pulled up a webinar chat. I'll pin this to the top of the page, which will get rid of the introduction thread. Now, open up that, comment on there, and throw me any questions for this evening. I'll get into tonight's session. We'll go through a little bit of a recap on last session, which was about metrics and tracking. So everything you need to track on your launch day, and then we'll get into some launch stuff as well. I'm keen to show you guys what I've launched over the last couple of weeks. I'm pretty excited about. Some things I've already taken off, which is why I have bags under my eyes. I'm not sleeping at all at the moment. Not true. But I'm having a great fun. I'm picking up clients left, right, and center with a whole bunch of stuff. So things are working well. Our Facebook ad stuff is working well. I've got some new, Luke says no worries. Okay, go for it, guys. I'll leave that chat box open. If you've got any questions, chuck them in there. I'll sort out the chat for next week's session. Next week will probably be our last one for the year, because the week after that's Christmas. So I actually think it actually is Christmas. One moment while I conduct the calendar check. Oh, it's the day after Boxing Day. Maybe. Do you guys want to do one on the 27th? I'm keen for the. I love these. These are so much fun. So let me know. Let me know in the chat box. rapidexecutive.com/FB will bring you to the Facebook page. If you are not a member already, it'll come up and say add member, and I'll just click yes, and you'll be in. There's a chat. G'day, James. Approve. All right. Apologies for the ad hoc session this evening. We you don't learn until you launch, right? So we get it up and running this week. The new site looks amazing. Functionality's not there. New site looks amazing, right? Feedback welcomed. So I know that I can. Thanks, Paul. I know that I can trust you guys to be kind and give me honest feedback. Luke's keen. Yeah, Luke, you're an action taker, man. You're killing it. I saw your Facebook ads the other day for your Pomodoro app. It looks awesome. I sent those through to you. I was well impressed. You're either retargeting me or I'm one of your anal retentive organizers. Good fun. All right. Oh man, I needed that. Okay. All right. So as I said, my name is Nathan. Tonight we'll get into the session where we're talking a recap on metrics, how you can track your metrics, what's the one metric that matters for your idea to get yourself to launch, so you know if you're successful or not. And then we'll jump into some launch stuff, and I want to show you what I've been launching as well. I'm keen to hear what you guys have been up to as well. If you are keen, if you guys want to hang around tonight, I know there's a fair few people coming on, a fair few extras that have RSVP'd as well. I'm happy to have you guys on here tonight. So if you want to jump on, if you want to show your pretty face, put your hand up and say me, and give me your you'll need to give me your Gmail address. We can delete those comments out of there if you don't want them for all time to be sitting in Facebook. But if you guys want to jump on tonight and chat, share what you've launched, share where you're up to, share what you've stuck with if you're stuck. I'm happy with that as well. So as I said, guys, rapidexecutive.com/FB will give you a link over to the Facebook private community. You can jump into there. Free community, obviously, it's just somewhere to grab us all together, and we're all the trusted guys. Everything that goes on inside these sessions, all the business discussions are from the owners, by the owners. They stay in this room, so feel free to chat here, guys. I'm sharing all my stuff, all the behind the scenes, all the numbers. I have no issue with that. Please be kind. that's all I care about. But take action, guys. I want you guys to launch your businesses as well. So enough of me looking like I'm completely unprepared. Let's go over to the slides. Hopefully I haven't just crashed. There we go. And let's get into tonight's session. So rapidexecutive.com/live is our new site where the chat box isn't working tonight, but you can jump onto rapidexecutive.com/live and have the video open if you want to sort of half screen and have Facebook open as well, so you can chat, or maybe chat Facebook on your phone or something like that. I'll try and keep an eye on that while I'm going through these slides tonight. So this is day 7, guys. This is launch. You can launch in 7 days. You can launch in 60 minutes, really. I've seen businesses come from nothing. I'm in a few groups at the moment, some big groups on Facebook. I never used to use Facebook. If you had asked me 12 months ago if I would do business in Facebook, I would have laughed at you. Then I started doing Facebook ads for my e-commerce store, and very quickly realized how powerful that was. And now I'm spending a lot of time in Facebook. That's where I'm getting all my clients at the moment, which is fantastic. But a little bit more on that later. So let's look at some tools tonight on turning a launch around. So if you're going for launch day rather than launch week, month, or year, how do you launch in a day? What do you do on launch day? And then we'll stick around. We'll talk about what we'll get up to next over the next couple of sessions as well, and hopefully some plans for 2017. So I'm keen to hear what you guys are planning for 2017. If you've realized that it's the end of 2016 and you've done a recap of what you plan to achieve this year, and if you've hit it, if you've smashed it out of the park, or if you're worried that you've got 2 weeks left to actually do something. Let's have a chat about that. That'd be great. All right. So quick recap from last week's session where we talked online tracking and metrics. One of my favorite things at the moment. I think something that's highly underutilized, apart from Facebook being one of the most underpriced, I guess, what we call it, marketing platforms. That's probably the best way I can put it. It is the most underpriced marketing out there at the moment. Still, Gary Vaynerchuk's been talking about that for 2 years. Way back when he called them dark posts, which was a sort of a slang term for when you sort of published a post but only as an ad. It's the old ad, what they were called. The ads were originally called dark posts. 2 years ago, he's talking about that, how underpriced they were, and people are only just really en masse starting to realize now. I think in the next 12 months, Facebook will start to come on par like Google did really quickly with Google Ads. So Google Ads out of the box, you could get clicks for 5 cents to your $50, $500 product quite easily. It's really hard to dive in now. There's a lot of competition. So every man and his dog is either a Facebook ads consultant or a Facebook ad consultant teacher these days. So I watch this space. The marketers are here. Facebook traffic is going to get more expensive. So now is a good time to start, but watch that space. So we'll cover a few bits on pieces on that, some of the stats that I've got out of my paid traffic as well. We cover some of the tips and tricks. So the traffic and metrics are hard. I break that down. Paid traffic is expensive. I break that down as well. You can start for as little as $50 and see some return on that. And paid traffic doesn't work. It's hard to track. So back to that tracking and metrics again. If you are new here, I do mention this every week because I do find a lot of people who are just starting out that are trying to get from 0 to 1 and don't know where to start. They've got a whole bunch of ideas in their head, or one really good one, but they're not sure if it's going to work. So I put together a business model matrix. It's in tonight's notes. So if you are on rapidexecutive.com/live, the beautiful new website there is a button where you can download a PDF of tonight's notes. This is in there. Those links are clickable. They're all case studies that I've found and put together for all of the different business archetypes and the subtypes where most, especially online, but even there's some offline ones there as well. But the business models, business types, and most ideas would fit into one of these. So that hopefully that one helps you guys out. I'm keen to hear from you which one you're in and whether you're in multiple as well. So some of these actually do sit over one or two things at the same time. I think I have something happening in nearly every single one of these. And by the way, my word of the year for 2016 was focus. So what did I say before about eating my own dog food? Right, quick recap. As I said, paid traffic is hard. So if you haven't heard of a sales funnel or a funnel before, we covered off what an example of a funnel is. Sorry for all the background noise, guys. I do need to get my ketones into me tonight. So I broke down an example of a simple content-driven funnel where we have a blog post. The blog post has a content upgrade, i.e. a PDF version of the blog post, something kind of helpful to get people on email list. And then I can follow up that email list to try and get those qualified leads to turn into converted customers. Nice and simple. So this was the paid end as well as the organic end. So we had an organic post, and I tested that organic post with some paid advertising on Google just to see if I could get some traffic through to test it. I wanted to test some headlines. I want to test a bunch of other pieces as well, and actually test that I could get someone there to actually sign up that wasn't, my wife or myself. All right, so I took a screenshot for all of the graph nerds out there. So the post was launched the start of the year, and the paid traffic kicked off for a week. And then I turned the paid traffic off, and organically it started to grow again. This was the sort of the month of the article. I wanted to show that the paid traffic kicked it off. It kicked off the SEO. I turned off the paid traffic, and we ended up getting some traffic there. So it's about a 5% conversion rate on, that actually says MCT download. Sorry for how small this is, guys, but I'll translate for you. So the guide was the download page or the thank you page. So people getting to the thank you page is 5% of all the views, and that was basically a 5% conversion rate over that month for people going to that article. So I was really happy with that article. That was my test complete. I took a screenshot for the guys in the last in-person session that we had, the last mastermind we had for Rapid Startups, where I showed basically how this traffic is now, it's actually one of the most popular pages on my website, and it brings in organically new people from Google searching for this type of article, finding this article, they read, they sign up to my list, they go to the page, they download the guide, then they go to the product page and buy the product. Which is, the holy grail of e-commerce, right? Now, I did this in April, and it's really started to take off in October. So when all of the gurus out there say it takes time to build a content strategy, they are absolutely right. I didn't think much of this at first. I really wanted to test that the article was okay, that I could get some paid traffic to it. Then I turned the paid traffic off. I actually had intentions of turning it back on again to drive new leads into the business, and I didn't. And then it picked up, and I went, I don't need to. I was paying for this much traffic at the start of the month, and I got it without paying. So I never went back to it. Glad I didn't. It's a great story now. I actually do have I do have a closer metric. So this was taken in August. So you'll see it was around 200 at first, and I'm getting spikes up around the 3,000 over that period in August. And in October, I was showing the guys the other day that it's actually 10x that again. So 100 times more traffic after April, May, June, July. So 3 months it took to get that. And I'm still sitting at around a 5% conversion rate. So it's actually 5% of my traffic comes to that page now as well. So remarketing. Let's talk about Facebook and Facebook pixels. This is another one of the tracking things out there. So let's stick with a $50 experiment for a moment. We'll get into the numbers and details, but I want to come back and actually talk really quickly about Facebook pixels. So I've got the comments open there, guys. If you are in the meetup group, rapidexecutive.com/FB, F for Frank, B for boy. Thank you, Scott Volker. There is a chat pinned session up there. If you have any questions about tonight's notes, anything from the page, let me know. Anything in general, usually leave those to the end. I'm happy to hang around tonight, guys. I've got the chat open in YouTube. If you just want to watch this straight on YouTube, we can do it there. Because it's a live session as well, you can actually come and join us. We're on Hangouts, that's what it is. So I'm happy for you guys to jump in. I just want to sit on Facebook pixels for 2 minutes with you guys because I'm seeing, I probably even have a slide here tonight, but I really wanted to hammer this point home. So I have talked to a whole bunch of guys this week. I did some free coaching sessions in one of the groups I was in. I've looked at like heaps of people's websites and sales funnels and all sorts of stuff. And probably maybe 20 people I've sat on a Skype call in the last 3 or 4 days. And maybe 3 of them have the Facebook pixel on their website. And 2 of them actually knew what it was. One had it done by someone else. That is like ridiculous. It is the most important Google Analytics you need on there. Just like you need to know your metrics, you need to know your numbers. So if you've got an e-commerce store, you need to have an e-commerce backend that knows your site traffic and how much money you're making, your margins, and how much inventory and stuff. That's fair enough. For a website, you need Google Analytics to see who's going where and where they're dropping off, your bounce rates and all that sort of stuff. But you need a Facebook pixel. That's where all the traffic's going to be coming from, and where warm leads can turn back into warm leads and turn into warmer leads just from a simple retargeting pixel. So if you don't know what a Facebook pixel is, bear with me for 30 seconds. I'll explain it. If you do know, then you would have heard this a million times. So bear with me while I help the guys get from 0 to 1 on this one. So Google Analytics has a little JavaScripty thing, nerd words, but a little piece of code that sits on your site that tells Google that people were here and they did stuff, and they went here and they clicked here and they did that. Facebook invented one themselves and said, we want to track everything. We want that data that Google has as well. So here's a piece of code you can put on your site and we'll know where those people come from. But we also know who they are. And we have a whole bunch of data about where they go, why they go, what they like, what they don't like, what they buy, what they don't buy, all that sort of stuff. So they will tell you, not the exact person, but pretty much the demographics and interests and likes and everything of the people that come to your site. So you can collect up the people that come, you can retarget those people. And the most powerful thing of all is you can get, let's say, 200 people to a blog post over a, let's worst case scenario, with a Facebook pixel, you've got 180 days worth of data that it can collect. If you took 200 people that came to that site, if you can find in 180 days, it's a long time, guys. If you can find 200 people, maybe even 1,000 people, let's stick to 200 people, right? If you can get 200 people to come over to something, that's a long time for you to be asking everyone to share stuff, to find, like, go here, press this, come on guys, go, like Facebook pages and Instagram and your friends, your neighbors, like just go nuts, right? Go find 200 people to have a look at this page. If they are your target market, this is where it gets more powerful. You can tell Facebook, okay, those 200 people that I've got, they won't tell you who they are, but they know who they are. You can say, I'd like a lookalike audience of that. And it's like 2 or 3 clicks inside of Facebook. And they'll say, do you want the 1% circle around that goes from 200 to 20,000 people? Or do you want the 1 to 2% that goes from 20 to 500,000 people, et cetera, right? And you can start to scale up. And if they are your target market, you're scaling up your target market. So instead of this little bucket of people that are your perfect customer, you now get this big ocean of those people. That's the power of a Facebook pixel. One little tiny piece of code, copy and paste from Facebook, stick it in your page, done. Do it. You must have it on your website. Right, I'll get back off my soapbox now. I'm back. I apologize, guys. Have I still got some of you there? I did break everything. The whole everything just went. You were all gone. I was talking about Facebook pixels and Google didn't like it. Obviously, I apologize. I'm back. I'm still here. We've still got the chat box open. I still got the slides up. We'll get back into it. I do apologize, guys. Just a short intermission. But let's get back into paid traffic. There was a question about the Facebook pixels. Do I need a course on the Facebook pixel? What I'll do, there is a help page. It's actually a really, really good help page on the Facebook website itself. In their help, it's got all the nerdy bits, but it's actually got an explanation. It's kind of what I just said about Facebook pixels and why it's useful and how to do it and things like that. You're welcome, Paul. It's a really good. It's got the nerdy bits, it's got the codey bits, it's got the copy paste bits in it as well. It'll explain the whole thing to you. I don't think you need to go and do a course on it. It's only one page, so it explains a whole lot. But you absolutely have to have it on there. So at least go and read the go here, click here, press this, copy, paste, save your page, done. Like at least do that part. If you're running a WordPress website, there is a plugin called Pixel Your Site. It tries to sell you a bunch of stuff, but there is one box in there that says insert your pixel, and it's a number. It's like a 9-digit number. You copy and paste that from Facebook, save, and your pixel. The whole website's pixel, and it's super powerful. It connects to like your e-commerce and all that sort of stuff, so it knows where people are going to the carts and blah blah blah. It's great stuff. You have to have it on there. Just promise me you'll do that. All right, let's go back to the notes. So paid traffic. So I run pretty much every single ad campaign I run on Facebook now, I run was a $50 experiment. So my metrics are to get at least 2,500 people. That's a minimum. If I can't get 2,500 people, I've done something wrong in the ad itself. The 10 by 10 rule after that is I want 10% of those 2,500 people to click, which would mean a 10% conversion rate on my ad. That means my ad is reasonably well, A, targeted, and B, good enough. It's enough of a pattern interrupt for people, good enough image or video, good enough headline, good enough call to action. So there's a lot of things that have to be on the ad to make it work. You can do a whole bunch of split tests and all that sort of stuff inside of Facebook, but let's keep it simple. $50 experiment, 2,500 people. You can get in front of 2,500. Now that means a flick of the phone, right? That's 2,500 impressions in Facebook world. You've only got to look around public transport, pretty much anywhere really these days, at people looking at their phones and how fast they're flicking. Like Facebook counts those as impressions. So 10% I think is reasonable to assume that 2,500 people see it flick past. Maybe 1,000 people actually would have a look at it. But 2,500 people is what Facebook will tell you. They've put it in front of. 10% of that, 250 clicks. And if my message is congruent, i.e. the ad and the call to action makes sense on the page where I'm collecting people's email addresses or asking them to do something, I can expect 10% conversion rate on that. I must be doing something good to get a 10% conversion rate, but that's my aim anyway. So this was an experiment, funny enough. Let's talk about the ketosis one. That was a shameless plug before. No, it wasn't. I'm just trying to get that into my body. So this was an ad I was running to test an affiliate product that I wanted to work out if it would sell. So you can think of this. I'll cover this in a little bit more detail as well later on when I'm talking about launching as well. I'm launching these types of things regularly now. When I find even this is actually one of those network marketing type products as well. So I really didn't want to get into it because of that. But it was a hot product, and I thought if it was hot enough and I could do it automatically with some of the systems and stuff that I set up, then it was a no-brainer. It's a product that I liked myself, so cheap product is always fun, right? So here was the plan. Create an ad on Facebook, get that ad in front of 2,500 people. That's the top of the funnel. Let's get my little presenter thing on so you can see me. The qualified leads were landing on a simple bridge page, opt-in page where the congruence from the ad was, this is an introduction to a new way to look at weight loss, a new way to look at energy, and then a sort of a catchy headline that was congruent to weight loss and energy from the ad to get their email address. I really want their email address more than anything else, because then I can follow them up. Once I get their email address, it won't take long to get them back from, they've discovered this new thing, they have to have it. And I was hoping to get 25 email signups and actually convert 5 of those into leads. So bottom of my funnel, people coming out, 5 affiliate sales, which would 10x the return on that ad budget. Big lofty goal that was. So how do we do? So some of you guys have been here before, seen these stats before, but as I said, I want to recap this and really hammer home how important these Facebook ads are at the moment and how easy it is to get the data that you need. So I can see this might be a little bit small, guys. I apologize if you're watching this on a mobile device, but I will explain. I was aiming to get 25 conversions. I ended up with 15. I was aiming to get 2,500 people. I only spent $49.90, not quite the $50, but I didn't quite get my 2,500 people. So what it basically was the start of the campaign. We had 6 conversions pretty much straight out of the bat for the price of maybe $2.50 there. Facebook kind of knew what it was doing. Probably started to tease me really at first, so it really brought those conversions down. Obviously, testing out the algorithm increased the price. Obviously, that point here is where Zuckerberg takes his money. Then it started to work itself out again. So the conversion rate started to go back up, the price started to go back down, and it was only for 5 days, so it turned itself off. I took that screenshot and turned it straight back on again, obviously. So at the time, it didn't quite get there in the 5 days, but I proved in that time that it would work and I'd get close to exactly my numbers. I think with another day, I would have hit my numbers. And so that's what I did. So I turned it back on, ended up 208 visitors. I think this was after a week, 208 visitors, maybe a week and a half, maybe 46 contacts, 22% conversion rate. I was only hoping for a 10% conversion rate. So doing really well. The page obviously converted like crazy. It was a bridge page, but we'll get into that a little bit later as well. So I automated everything with some tools to get all of the people into my mailing list. And this is the back end of my commissions for the first first week. That's the 8th, the 8th, first the 8th, the 8th, the 8th. That's it. It's American coding there. So my weekly commissions was $980 and 100 of their internal dollars, I guess. So I made bank. I was very happy with that. So I more than 10x'd my $50 ad spend. All right, a little bit on email marketing as well. So that follow-up sequence, that getting people on the email list is so important. I'll show you here my for my e-commerce store, the e-commerce goals from external traffic to my website is, what period was this? I think this might have been a month. So 11.5% from my email list. People that are signing up via an email review list is 2.5%, and for some reason 0.5% come from Outlook Live, which is I think Microsoft trying to steal some of those. So there's about a 15% of my conversions in my website. So traffic that comes to my site and actually purchases things is coming out of email, which is crazy. So 15%, you might be thinking that's not a hell of a lot. It's nothing to sneeze at. I don't want to turn 15% off, but just to give you an indication, I only sent 2 emails in that period. So that was a month. So 29th of July to the 12th of August, I'd only sent 2 emails, and I got 15% of my conversions from those. All right, let's get into tonight's session. I do want to come back to the things that I've launched in a bit more detail on that. Luke's sharing over my ad must need work. How long's it been running for, Luke? Let me know up in the comments there. We'll jump into that a little bit later on as well. I want to deep dive into what you guys have been up to, and see if I can help you with any of that as well. I don't know what that's all about. All right, that was 7 days. I can't actually really see it. Let me bring that up. That's pretty cool. So you got 8,500 people. What was the completed registration? So that was your target was it's actually quite so was your objective for the ad conversions? Because it's saying conversions, but I'm assuming that you went for conversions. So for it to get in front of 8,500 people for a conversion for only $43, that's really good. So I wouldn't be balking too much at that. But yeah, let's have a look at that anyway. Cool. All right, let's get into tonight's stuff. So, launch tactics. There are a bunch of tools, there are a bunch of services out there at the moment to get yourself launched. So what are we going to do as a small independent business idea entrepreneur to get our thing out there? How do we massively scale something? How do we leverage the internet? So we've seen what we can do with paid traffic. That can be done to test an idea. That can be done in the MVP stage at day 2, if you like. If you've got an idea and something you can land people on, to either take an email list, take an email address, take a pre-registration. Nice one. Take a pre-purchase, even if you don't have a product yet. You can use paid traffic. Even people like Tim Ferriss, authors, would use Google Ads and Facebook and things like that to test headlines, to test book covers and all that sort of stuff as well. There are some other services, and this is one that Dan Norris recommends that he's used for his last couple of books. He also used it for his crowdfunding campaign to build a brewery, which he pretty much nailed, I think, in about 25% of the time that it was allocated to the crowdfunding. He actually got what he needed, and he's since launched a brewery up in the Gold Coast, which is pretty awesome. He used a tool called Thunderclap. Thunderclap.it is the website address there. Basically, it's a way to legally game a Twitter campaign. So you're effectively gathering a list of people who share out the campaign with a bunch of other people, and they all agree, sign up to Thunderclap, and it collects a tweet from them, but it doesn't actually tweet them until you launch. So if everyone's tweeting about the same thing at the same time, it has this built-in virality and buzz, so it actually rises to the top of Twitter feeds and things like that. So it's a really, really simple tool. It's free. You can get a free service for it. Obviously, it's a freemium type model, so if you pay for it, you'll get added bonuses and probably a bigger reach and things like that. But the free one out of the box, I think Dan Morris actually used it twice, I think, on the free version. So it definitely works. It definitely works. So we used it for one of our previous ones as well, and it was quite good. So basically, this is from their website: integrate and amplify your brand. So effectively, all you're doing is gaming the Twitter system for a launch period. It's super simple to do, super simple to use. It's definitely something that I would add to any launch day tactics. I know Paul's on the session tonight. He's definitely read this article a couple of times. For anyone looking to launch a book, I've even used this model to show people how they can launch a physical product when it comes to something like Amazon as well. Amazon is all about data. It's all algorithm driven, as we've just talked about with Facebook as well. It's all algorithm driven. There are ways and means to manipulate that for good. And this is from Nick Lopa's podcast, which is excellent. I recommend Side Hustle Nation to you guys, especially if you are an independent business owner, which most of you guys in this crew are. He is excellent. Basically builds side businesses for fun, kind of like me. He did a 20,000 download Kindle launch. I think it was in 24 hours or something, 48 hours or something like that. So crazy. He broke down everything. He basically documented as he went. So you get the raw from him as it's happening. So I tried this, it didn't work. I tried this, it went ballistic. I tried this, it didn't work. I need some sleep. That kind of a recap, which is really fun to listen to. It's pretty hectic. Sounds like he hasn't had any sleep at all, but it sounded like it was a lot of fun, and it certainly worked for him. So he even managed to get his free campaign turned off just before it launched, and the residual effect of that virality and manipulating the Amazon algorithm, he was able to start pulling some paid traffic out of those people that were landing on the free page and seeing that they actually had to pay, which is pretty cool as well. Anyway, that article and podcast is excellent if you are looking into books, and there is even a whole bunch of transferable stuff over for a physical product as well. I did exactly the same thing. As you see, I ended up pulling some sales pretty much the same as him. I was a lot more smaller scale. My book was pretty simple. It's about how to launch a course just using email and MailChimp, how to do an online course to help your customers. Really simple. I built it for somebody, turned it into a book. It's pretty much a step-by-step guide on how to use MailChimp to turn it into an online course for your customers to help people through something, some sort of guide. So it was a guide about a guide, a little bit of an inception there, but I didn't have any influencers in my book. His book was all about influencers. So he used the virality of having people who had big audiences already and said, hey, I put you in my book, and used them to tweet out. So that's how he got kind of this massive scale. I didn't exactly have the scale, but I certainly used his tactics and scored some sales following basically what he did. All right. So this is a recap from something that happened in August. This is me scribbling on my whiteboard, which is one of my favorite things ever. You guys have probably seen it sitting behind me. I bashed out a complete end-to-end with email follow-up sequence in an hour one morning because I was heading off to a Tony Robbins event in Sydney that I was running, and I wanted to make sure I was set up in my business to basically capitalize on that, using all of my knowledge on email follow-ups and giveaways and attention and all that sort of stuff, and make sure I had everything in place to maximize it for my business. So back to our email marketing session earlier on and our tracking and our virality and launching. So I launched this as part of our last round. So I launched this in a week. I was heading over. I didn't have anything. I had some pieces of paper to collect people's email addresses. That was pretty much it. Thought that's not going to be good enough. I'm going to do something online as well, much more powerful. I'll collect people's email addresses. I'll do a big follow-up sequence with them as well. I'll get these people in via a giveaway, and I'll get them on my email list for good. These are people who are paying thousands of dollars to an event, so I assume they were reasonably affluent and end up being good customers for me. My goal for the event was to pull 500 email addresses, and as we mentioned before, it's all about tracking, all about metrics. So I sent an email out to my list and told them that there was a giveaway to share with their friends. There was a virality built into this free, it's not free actually, it's a freemium plugin for WordPress, where it builds basically a giveaway and you just add the images in, say when it's on, and it does everything else for you. It's called King Sumo Giveaways. I'm not an affiliate for that or anything like that. It's just a fantastic tool. I launched my email 2 hours in. I had 19 people sign up. So those were generally people that were on my email list. So 500 new email addresses I should qualify. That's what I was hoping for. I then set about, with my automation hat on, working out how I can grow this event and launch this new promo product, however you want to call it, without having to actually monitor it, build a bit of buzz around. So I used a tool called Buffer, which is an excellent social media tool. A whole bunch of social media profiles you can connect up to it, and you can post out stuff on a schedule. Even with the free one, I think you can have 5 accounts and up to 10 or 20. It might be 20. Maybe it's 10. Maybe it's 10 posts you can schedule out. And as they trickle off, you can fill up the 10 again. So it's very cool. You change the time of the day. You can even automate it to say when the most engagement happens on posts, and it'll say, well, I think your audience is watching at 4 a.m., so you should post at 4 a.m. Things like that. It's really cool. It's a very powerful tool. Lots of really good analytics. So I was going to be at the event. So I couldn't necessarily follow up what was happening with the giveaway and with the promo and with the event and all that sort of stuff while I was at the event. So I set it all up before I left. So I had a whole bunch of content going up to the Facebook pages and Twitter and all that sort of stuff happening, but I wasn't actually going to have to do it while I was at the event. So we were halfway through the 14 days. So there was a 4-day event. I set it up the week before. And then at the end of the week, plus a couple of days, was going to be the end. So day 7, I think, was the day before the event, or maybe 1 or 2 days before the event. I had 77 people on that email list. I think it was only half of those who had shared it out with their friends and got other people to come in. So I think half the list were actually just people that were already on my list. Okay, as they do say, the fortune is in the follow-up. So this was all about getting people onto an email list. So I spent some time writing out a nurture sequence for these guys to get them to stick around, to learn about who I was, why they were here. And I also wanted to make sure that if people were coming to this because of free stuff, that I was telling them about the free stuff. So I wasn't sort of jarring them and saying, welcome to my email list. Now I have you. Ha ha ha. This was, hey, there is a giveaway going on. While I've got you here, did you know that this about healthy eating, or this about the difference between different types of coffee? And so I was really trying to give them as much value out of the products and services that we have, just as a bonus. So while you're here, did you know about this? Here's some cool stuff. I didn't push any products. It was all about the content. So I had that sort of built in. And obviously I was sprinkling in the giveaway and how the giveaway worked and stuff throughout, and winner announced. And if people stuck around, this was the plan. If people were still on the email list after this last automated email goes out with the winner, then I would move them over onto my real list and keep them there. So how did the funnel look then? So the idea was, with the giveaway funnel, was I would have 500 people coming through the giveaway. This was cold traffic, people that wanted free stuff. Using the email nurture sequence, I probably would lose 100 people who just didn't care. They were literally here for the giveaway and that was it. And then I was hoping to actually convert half of those people into some sort of purchase. My thought process was, well, they're going to be interested in my products because they're coming to it from the giveaway. Yes, there was going to be some people that would drop off because they only want the free stuff. They don't care what it is. They just want it for free. But with all of the added value, I was hoping I would convert at least half of those into customers. So 250 customers would be a 25% increase in my business. So that was the best laid plans. Now, the byline to Dan Norris's 7-Day Startup book is you don't learn until you launch. So at the time, I was about to head off to the event. I had one more email blast to go out to my list. There was going to be 5,000 people at the event from Thursday to Sunday. I had my social media posts going out, and I would have an email at the final post event as well. So I ended up with 107 people on the giveaway, which was right before the event, and I wasn't very happy with it. You don't learn until you launch, right? Okay. I had an epiphany just before I went off to the event. I thought, why am I trying to convert? Why am I trying to combine, I should say, this whole freebie thing and sort of randomly I'd be putting in stuff about an event to people who, one, might be offended by me talking about something that they don't agree with. Two, they could have no idea what I'm talking about and think that I'm not talking to them. And the people that are at the event, I need to kind of make it sound like I'm talking to those guys as well. I think I was trying to do too many things at once. So I decided to leave the giveaway going as it was, but everyone from the event, I would just collect up completely separately. Now, I didn't have anything prepped for this whatsoever. So I went back to my original idea, which was email lists on a piece of paper. So I decided not to try and do too many things at once and just basically lead with value. The whole idea was I'm here representing the company. I'll do that and I'll try and get people on the email list while I'm talking to them. The event was just mental. So I'm so glad I did it that way, because when I got there, I could focus 100% on the event. There were 5,000 people, it was total chaos. We sold out of everything that we took with us. We ended up with 800 email signups. Remember, my goal was 500 with the giveaway as a bonus. 800 email signups. And what I did was I split the email, which I'll talk about in a second. So these were rabid buyers. So 800 people on the email list, which is a 100% increase in my business, were rabid buyers. These were people that were, if I looked at my email list of the people who buy regularly, so 100% increase in that. And these weren't the freebie hunters. These were the real deal. So what I did was I left the giveaway with just the giveaway stuff, the value on the giveaway. So people who are on the giveaway list, I gave them, instead of trying to sprinkle in the event stuff and try not to jar them too much with information about stuff that they didn't care about, I just said, look, welcome to my list. Don't leave yet. Lots coming. Here's some bonus. I announced one of the winners, and then I put them out, my best article. So if they stuck around for that, then I'd move them to the list. For the other direct targeted ones, I talked more about the event, and I was able to, and I was actually able to like talk to them as if I'd met them at the event, which a lot of them I did. So the welcome, don't leave, a bonus from the event, a second bonus from the event, third bonus from the event, fourth bonus from the event, my best article, and then basically keep up the momentum, guys, which was one of the words from the event, and stick around in a couple of weeks. We'll talk again. So if they were happy at that point, I was converting them over. I ended up with, I think when I was taking this was 75 subscribers, was going into the list finally. And we ended up with was 800. I think we ended up with, because I split this, this was the giveaway one, so I think it's the same screenshot as that one. That's not actually the screenshot from the ones that were in the 800. I think we ended up with 25 unsubscribes out of 800 at the end of that 6 email list. So you really need to nurture these guys. Like I can't emphasize enough how important writing these emails well and leading with value. So I literally got these guys on an email list from a piece of something. Hey, sorry, dog. From a piece of paper. So these were people who had bothered to pick up a pen and write down their email address. I ended up with 25 of them unsubscribing after sending them an email every day for 6 days. I was very, very, very happy with that. So, all right. Who wants to hear about what I've been up to? That's a quick recap of a launch. That was the last launch, and some of the tools that I've used for launching before and how you can launch as well. I'm just jumping back to the comments in the Facebook to see what's going down. If anyone's having any more dramas. Paul's been telling me how bad it is tonight. Apologies, Paul. The comments inside of the page are working. I can see Paul says hi. Luke says working. Can you guys see that? That's what I want to hear. So if anyone's keen to come on to the Hangout tonight, let me know in the one of the chats. I'm happy to have you guys here and chat with you. I would like to hear from the guys that, so Paul and Luke commented in the rapidexecutive.com/live page. I can see your comments. Can you see each other's comments? That's the big question. Because if you can, hooray, it's all working, and I'm very happy. I don't know what was happening at first because everyone was complaining that it wasn't working. I was sure it was working, but let me know in the Facebook group comments for tonight's session if you can see that. If you can't as well, let me know. But I want to know from you guys what you guys have been up to, what you guys have been launching, what you're stuck with if you haven't launched yet. And if you guys are looking at 2017 to be the big launch for your ideas. I've got a million things going on at the moment. I can't wait for 2017. It's going to be awesome. I really want to show you what I've been launching in the last couple of weeks. I have dripped out some of those things. I've shown you a few things that I have been building just in the background, which has been heaps of fun. Snoring dog. All right, cool. All right. All right. No one's complaining in the chat session about any problems. Let's have a look. So Paul sees Luke's comments. Awesome. All right. So if you do want to chat with us, jump onto rapidexecutive.com/live. It'll take you to the broadcast page. My video will be at the top. The show notes will be there, so you can click on them, download all the PDFs, and the comments down the bottom work. Cool. But you do need to be logged into Facebook for it to work. That's a small price to pay, I'm sure. Cool. So let's have a look at what I've launched. Who wants to hear about what I've launched, and who wants to share what they've launched? I'm really keen to hear from you guys as well. What you've been up to, whether you've launched, if you've got a few things on the go, one thing on the go. I recommend not a few things on the go. I never heed my own words on that. I know, Luke, you've been doing that this week. I've met a few guys this week who are absolutely hustling their face off at the moment. I've mentioned a couple of times tonight that I've been hanging out in a couple of Facebook groups, large ones, which has been a game changer for the last couple of weeks for me. Really, it's about hustling. It's about really knowing what you can offer and then going to talk to people about that offer. Luke is working on an app at the moment. It's a web app. It's fantastic. It really is for a target market. It's for a great target market, a reasonably easy one to find and talk to. So you just need to do that, and that's what's working for people these days. I met a guy in a group the other day who is launching a Facebook ads agency. He went from 0 to 5 customers in 3 days, and all he did was take a video of his phone. So he connected his phone to his computer, and where you can actually sort of watch your screen. Sort of recorded his phone and then sent someone the phone recording to his prospects. So he tailored it for them, but it was super easy to do. He just hit record on whatever that software is that does that. I think some sort of screen capture, I think, but you just plug your phone in and it'll capture your screen on your phone. He talked through how the Facebook ad would work specifically for his target market. So he's going after gyms. He took this and then sent it out to a whole bunch of gyms, but they're all the same type of gym. So like not really a curves, more like a CrossFit type thing. But he was able to throw in the name of the gym, so the gym owner would relate to it. So he was able to scale with a gym brand, but he was making it look like it was a targeted. I've made this video for you, which is really great. It showed that he did the work, and it showed how he's leading with value. I think he went from 0 to 5 customers in 3 days. I talked to him, it was day 4, and he had 12 leads. So it's 4 days to grow a business. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that guy was hustling. I have been hustling as well, which has been great fun. So let me show you a couple of things that you can do to launch, and that what I've been doing in the last couple of weeks to launch my stuff as well. So quick recap. We talked about some tools. It is just another day. Launch day is just another day. So it's the time to actually take action. It's the day where you're going to get some of the metrics back that you planned in your day 6. But yeah, keep calm. It's just another day. It's launch day. Turn the thing on, open it up, tell people it's there, and then move on. It's the first day of your business. So let's look at what I've been launching. So you guys have probably heard me talk about my one tool to rule them all. Anyone that's been on these sessions before know that that's ClickFunnels for me. I've doubled and tripled down on ClickFunnels the last couple of weeks, and it has massively changed my business and my focus on what I'm working on. So I had several plans to launch a course, to launch a couple of websites and a few online stores and things this year. I did all those, and it took me almost the whole year to get them all happening. About halfway through the year, I discovered the full power of ClickFunnels. And in the last couple of weeks, I have tightened up these webinars quite a lot. Now, obviously, this evening has been a stellar example of how to run a webinar. It's been lots of fun. But when I was able to tell people that I run webinars and that webinars are powerful events for their business and how to get leads into their business and what you do on those webinars, how easy they are to set up, I was able to get people's attention. So I went to a business networking event recently, and I went in with, usually when I go to these events, I like to help people and tell them I do kind of everything. I prefer to hear what you do. This time I said, well, I actually help people launch their businesses online, whether they're online or offline. I did it with my businesses, and one of the most powerful things that I do at the moment is webinars. That got everyone's attention because people are hearing that this is powerful. People are hearing that you can use a Facebook ad to a webinar and basically automate leads into your business. And it's so true. It works. It absolutely works. So the power of focusing down. So I have built, this was a few weeks ago, I showed you guys a sales funnel website for sales funnels. Now it sounds a bit chaotic, but this was the website that I built in a day. Very nice looking website, if I do say so myself. But the power of ClickFunnels is how fast you can get these up, how awesome they look, but how integrated they all are as well. So I built a webinar system, and I shared out the funnel for that. A best-selling book, which was a reused one from Russell. This one is one that works, so I just copied that one. I built a sold-out event funnel by modeling an event that I was at, which I'll tell you guys about in a minute, and a high-ticket consulting, which was one of my back-end webinar sales funnels as well. So these were online systems that do all these things for you. So if you're looking to run webinars for your business, then this is a system that you use for that. So the opt-in page for this sales funnel website was effectively, I'll give you all these systems for free. You just sign up. And back to what a funnel is. I was funneling people through an email list, getting them on the email list with by giving them these 4 free systems, and then they land on the freebies page. They can download all of these into their ClickFunnels account, and then it led on to what my services were and things like that. So if you want someone to build out these and work on your Facebook traffic and all that sort of stuff, then I can help you with that. So that was the agency that I launched a few weeks back. I launched it pretty quietly. I wanted to get the website up there. I knew it was all there, and the focus was on everything else I had going. But I knew that if I focused down on what this offering was, then it would be really fast to get it up. I literally built this whole thing out in a day. I launched it in 48 hours, but I built the whole thing in a day. So I went through that a couple of weeks ago as well. So it looks really simple in ClickFunnels. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a contact us page in there. So it's basically a website I built in a day in ClickFunnels. That looks amazing. It's functionality. It's got opt-ins. It's got all that sort of stuff. There's a follow-up sequence that comes out automatically. They can download products, and then it takes them to they can buy the product from me as well. So it's pretty cool. When I launched this a few weeks ago, I was talking about webinars and products because they were the two sort of standard things that people were asking me about. But I gave the example that I gave you guys before about automating a network marketing product. So I was able to test a product using a Facebook ad for a product that I didn't actually have myself. So I didn't have to have all of the product. I didn't have to set up all the logistics. I didn't have to do the fulfillment. Was effectively an affiliate product. I was sending people off to this network marketing website, and they would buy the product from there. Now, when you talk to someone who's already in network marketing, I've just literally, and I wasn't. Yes, I technically am because I sell those products, but I'm not that kind of person. Now, I've met a few of them, and they are a specific breed. I'd pretty much hit every single hot button that these guys had without even knowing it. They wouldn't let me alone then. So we talked about how we can use these sales funnels for network marketing. So one of my other challenges was to get this up in a website so I could show people what it was. I got to be able to walk someone through how the whole system works. It's just easier to give them the system. So I set up the same sort of system that I showed you just now. It was a landing page that actually has me and a video. I literally turned my webcam on like I am now and said, hey, you're a network marketing guy that doesn't want to go to parties and talk to people and get your friends and family into all your businesses and that sort of stuff. Why don't you do it online? Use a Facebook ad, come to this system, build this system, and here I'll give it to you for free. Same sort of system as before. They'll sign up for ClickFunnels. If they have an issue building it, then they can come to me for services to build it for them. I thought that'd be great. Get it out to all the network marketing guys. Again, the funnel looks like this: landing page. When they've signed up for the freebie, they can come to a page where I explain where I build these for people. If you don't have time to build it, or you're not technically inclined, or you're worried about it, or you just want someone else to do it for you, you can pay for it to build. And then I had an upsell where I would do all the traffic for you as well. So neat little system. Again, 24 hours, had the whole thing up. Bit tongue-in-cheek. I didn't realize that I'd left this up there, but it actually works because I can build these in 24 hours. But I left this up there as a bit of a play to myself to give myself 24 hours to finish this whole system off. But it actually makes sense. So I left it there. So I can build these in 24 hours because I build the whole thing in 24 hours. And that's the power, again, of ClickFunnels. The hardest part of this was the 1, 2, 3 videos I had to do. You'll notice that I'm wearing the same t-shirt in this one. And I'm wearing a different t-shirt here. So they were done on different periods of that 24 hours. But the whole system built 24 hours. So great fun. This is what it looks like in the back of ClickFunnels. That's the whole website again. This is a lead generation system. This is a website. People would pay thousands of dollars for these types of websites that do the opt-in, that have videos, that have product pages, that can buy products, that have upsells, one-click upsells, all that sort of stuff, like thousands and thousands of dollars. 24 hours done in ClickFunnels for you. Awesome. So I don't need to go into too much detail about this, but the beauty of the network marketing bridge is the same for affiliate products. So if you guys are looking to do affiliate products, if you guys want to get started with something super fast, you want to test the product, you can use this this really simple network marketing bridge, which is also an affiliate bridge, where you're driving Facebook traffic or Google traffic to a opt-in page that has privacy and terms built in. You need to have that sort of stuff if you're going to have any paid sort of traffic to stop people from doing these sort of spammy pop-up type things to get email addresses. But a congruent message from a Facebook ad to a congruent headline, I'll solve your problem that we just talked about in this ad. get started now. You've got an email address and then a bridge page. So the affiliate site is on this bridge page. Find the best or create the best video that explains the epiphany that you've had. That's why this is called a epiphany bridge funnel. What was the epiphany that brought you to this product? Why is this product good? I don't know. If you're selling a product on Amazon that's very popular, you can put the best review, the unboxing video on here. People will love those sorts of things, right? And then have your affiliate link here for the people to go off and buy it. Really, really simple funnel. When I explain this to MLM people, they get it. They like, wow, this is the simplest thing. And a lot of the MLM companies, the parent companies, are building these systems themselves because they know the power of them, and they can deploy them rapidly, deploy them out to other to their people as well. Super simple in the back of ClickFunnels. The whole website's 3 pages. So easy. It does all the conversions and collects all the traffic and everything up for you. So I actually tweaked it a little bit for some customers, but looking for Amazon, like doing Amazon products. It's Christmas time. Like I've actually stopped my webinar for Amazon at the moment because I can't think about any more Amazon stuff. There's so much going on. It's so busy. I'm running out of products. It's chaos. I can't keep up. It's hectic. So the idea with this one is if you have an e-commerce store, if you do drop shipping, if you do affiliate sales, even if you want to test your competitors' products, you can use this e-commerce system. So same sort of thing as that opt-in form. So having the product on a landing page with things like you can get this on Amazon Prime exclusive. I can get you a discount. So there's loads of places you can find discount codes for Amazon for, you can even use their affiliate cards and things like that to get people on an email list about the product. So you've got a congruent Facebook page or a Facebook review, like a video review of a product, again, an unboxing or something like that you can get people to really like the idea of having this product, a powerful ad from the product owner and things like that to get them over to the page. Hey, see that you saw that video, you really want this, I can give you a coupon, sign up here and I'll send it straight over to you. And then the thank you page has either your Amazon affiliate page or your own product button that takes them off to Amazon to buy the product. So a 2-page, literally 2 pages. And you can set up this whole e-commerce or drop shipping website for simple products. Really, really, really easy. All right. So I've mentioned this a few times, guys. Getting yourself a mentor, whether it's virtual, whether it's in person, whether it's a mastermind. We run these sessions in person every fortnight. There's actually one on tomorrow night in Perth if you guys are around. It'll be our last in person for the year. We had our last Amazon one last week. We'll have our last Rapid Startup one this week, tomorrow night in Malaga. If you guys are around from 6 o'clock, we'll get an hour and a half tomorrow night, and that will wrap it up for the year. We'll have one more, I think, of these sessions. Luke was talking earlier about having 2 more of these sessions. So we might have one on the 27th online. But getting yourself a mentor to follow along with, to help you out. I see Paul's, I can't see Luke's comments. Not sure what's happening with the comments there, guys. Podcast, sorry. It's called the Side Hustle Nation. Yes. Cool, nice one. So, as I was saying, it's so valuable to have someone that can keep you account to what you're doing, that keeps you on track with what you're doing, and really is able to bring something new, a different light to what you're up to, what you're working on, what you're having, what impact you're having, and things like that. So this is me working with my mentor last year. One of my first business mentors was Brian Harris of Video Fruit. He's a super famous guy now. This is my claim to fame as well. So I worked with him right from the start. This guy is now an absolute household name in the world of email marketing. Taught me a lot of what I know. A lot of the things that I've been imparting onto you guys tonight, the importance of them, were things that he was hammering into me 2 years ago when I first started. He was amazing. Really, really, really great stuff. So as you know, I also offer business coaching. I have a couple of clients at the moment, so I don't have a lot of spots left, but I would be remiss not to tell you about the opportunity to work with me at the moment, because it's coming towards the end of the year. I am offering some coaching sessions. I would love to see you guys start your business next year, or launch your business next year, or scale your business next year. Scaling is my most fun topic. I do offer these coaching sessions that start from $197 a month, but I do have a special for you guys tonight if you are interested in getting started. There is one session that you can have with me where I'll give you all of my 4 core sales funnels templates. We'll do an idea or a website review on what you're up to, your business, where you are with it. If you have a website, I can help you break that down. We can work on conversions for that website as well to up your leads and get people onto your email lists, help you with the follow-up sequences, stuff like that as well. And one of those sessions, this is not a lock-in, nothing like that. We can do one of those sessions if you sign up tonight for $97. Otherwise, jump on a free call with me, rapidexecutive.com/live. You can grab 15 minutes with me. We can break down your business. But rapidexecutive.com/live is where you are tonight. You can chat in the chat box. Let me know what you guys are up to. I want to hear what you guys are launching. And the comments are working. It does come up with a little blue box that says more comments, which means it's what, 7 comments in there. What do you think of the new site, guys? This is ClickFunnels. All I did was model the site I had before, so I haven't actually updated it, but it is all sitting on ClickFunnels now. I think it looks better than it did before. Functionality, I'm not sure about this Facebook comments plugin. I was told this was the best way to do it, and it looked good at the time without people in there. And it's all about you guys. So the chat box needs to be useful to you guys so you can chat back and forth. Luke says he can see Paul's comments. Paul says you can see Luke's comments, which is a bonus. We actually have some comments going on in there. That's what it looks like in ClickFunnels, guys. So I'm hoping that this functionality works well enough that we can do this way moving forward, because I am, as I said, I'm moving all of my sites over to ClickFunnels. Obviously, I'm going to keep my something I get asked a lot. Are you going to move your blogs over and stuff as well? And how does SEO work and blah 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 as well? I don't recommend having all your content. If you're having a blog and things like that, video podcasts and all that sort of stuff, I would recommend having that on your native site, because ClickFunnels pages are hosted at ClickFunnels. So all of the SEO juices go into them. If you've got 100% of your stuff on ClickFunnels, fine. I don't see a huge issue with that. But if you want to pull yourself off there, if you want to have a blog separately or something like that, you're not going to be able to manipulate any SEO with that. So I am hosting my sites on WordPress. I'm putting my opt-in pages inside the WordPress plugin for ClickFunnels, but then everything else goes off to there. But then I can keep my blog and all my content, all my SEO on the WordPress side. So that's what's happening at the moment. So things like these webinar blogs and things like that, webinar pages, where it's just an embedded YouTube effectively. So there's no real need to have any SEO for that. People will find this because I'm driving people to it. But my blog and contents and things like that will still be on WordPress. All right, so I'll let you know a few things that I'm launching at the moment. So I have launched my sales funnel agency, and on the back of that is building the website, building the sales funnel, building all that sort of stuff in the email for on the marketing. People start asking, well, how do I get traffic? So I'm finding myself, I don't want to call myself a Facebook ads consultant or a Facebook ads agency, but I'm finding I have to kind of say that I do that, because people are like, well, if I can't get traffic, what's the use of having the sales funnel? People aren't bought in the idea that the power is actually in the sales funnel. The traffic comes, and there's a million ways you can do that. Like you can jump on Facebook Live and like blow the world up if you've got great content. So traffic is not the be all end all. It's about what you do with that traffic when you get it there. So you can go and buy shitloads of traffic, but if they get there and they don't like it, and they're not going to sign up to the email list, yeah, they're gone. You've lost them forever. You pay for that again, they won't even click your ad anymore. So yes, traffic is important, but the conversion of that traffic is far more important. So you need to get the sales funnel right first. If you can liquidate your ad spend with your sales funnel, like with some sort of opt-in, some sort of follow-up, some sort of paid thing like a free plus shipping, there's loads of ways you can do it. An affiliate offer, a free product that they can go off and buy on Amazon. Like there's loads of ways you can liquidate the ad spend to grow over time, but you need to get the conversion right first. Test it with a little bit of traffic. As we said with the $50 thing, I do that with everything now. That I've got that numbers honed in. I'm getting better than 2.5 now on most of mine, but if I get under 2.5, something is wrong. 2,500 people. Luke said he's had 50 registered users over the last 2 weeks. Oh, half of them come in the last 2 weeks, which is awesome. That's great. Feel free to throw your link in, Luke, for the guys, if you like, in the chat, to let people know what you've been up to and what you've launched. It's a very cool product, especially if you are into productivity and being super organized. This is a super organized dream. Probably a good idea to get yourself organized. It's the clean out time of the year, right? So this is the end of 2016. This is we're coming to a close. We're coming to everyone's about to put their feet up, unless you're hustling like me, which is I'm turning up the dial to 11. I've turned my sleep down to about 3. But this is the time to strike when the iron is, for everyone else, cold, when it's hot for me. While everyone else is off gallivanting around, sundowners and stuff, I'm working on my businesses. So I'm super excited for 2017. I should be coming out of the gate with a bang. A few things, obviously I've got a few things that I've shown you guys here tonight, but they're all building to something much, much bigger, which I think if we have the session next week, will be our last one for the year, a bit of a recap of kind of the whole year, a bit of a plan for 2017. So if you want to come along next week, we will basically do a 2017 plan on a page. It'll be a lot of fun. But I want to share kind of a bit of the bigger vision, how you guys get involved as well. If you want to be part of that, and any of the services that I'm going to be offering as part of that. I already am offering them, so it's pretty cool. It's already happening, but I haven't actually launched it yet. Bit of an idea about what's happening from tonight's session. Right, any questions, guys? Chuck them up in the comments box. I know it's a little bit less seamless than it normally is. Hi Nathan, I took a chance with doing a Facebook ad for Eco Pets on my store. Took a chance. Tell me more. Did it work? Buildmyday.com is Luke's page. I use buildmyday.com to buildmyday.com. I love it. What did I mention before about eating your own dog food? We've got Pets Pamper here selling skincare for dogs. Tell me about your Facebook ads. How did you go with it? You can share screenshots in Facebook comments. So Luke did it a little earlier. I might have done it in a group. Tell me more, like, did you run it? How long did you run it for? What was how many impressions did you get, or views versus clicks and conversions and stuff? What was the objective of the ad? You can share your ad if you like, and share a link. We can talk about it. I can hang around a little bit longer, guys, if you like. Told you I'd be here for a while tonight. As I said before, if anyone wants to come on and actually chat inside of inside of YouTube, Google Hangouts, feel free to do so. I'm not Reed. Let me know your email address. I can add you to the list if you like. Well, I hope you guys have been finding value in these sessions. I do these every week. I have great fun doing these. I really enjoy it. I am looking for a timing to be able to do these so they're not just for WA people. There are some, because this is Tuesday morning US time, and I'm starting to get a lot more US customers coming into my business as well, just because there's so many more of them and they're into this sort of stuff. So it's going to work for them, but it doesn't work for East Coast. So my brother always hammers me. He's over in Newcastle about this being too late in the evening. So with daylight savings, it's like 12:30 over there at the moment, midnight, which is pretty crazy. So what do you guys think about changing it up and doing this sort of thing on maybe a Tuesday morning, Tuesday lunchtime? I know some of you have got day jobs, so it might not work for everybody. I can't please everyone. The replay is always available, but I do want to get as many people on the session live because I can help everyone individually if we have a group there. People start to connect with each other. It's just a great vibe if we can get people on the session together. I do get a lot of people coming to me directly from the replay. So if you are watching this in the replay, rapidexecutive.com/replay is where you can grab the notes from tonight. Sorry, I should have told you that before. If you've made it this far on the replay, well done. But I do get a lot of people from the replay coming direct to me afterwards. So you can reach out to me on YouTube or inside that replay page. Just click the contact me and you can ask me questions directly. So we are getting people viewing this later on. We're not getting as many people in the session. And I think that comes down to timing. So the time works for me. That's just me. It's not about me. It's about you guys. So reach out and let me know what sort of time would suit you. If this is too late, let me know. If this is too early, let me know. I don't think it'd be too early. If you're in the UK, maybe. But I'm going to test a different time for these next year. I love doing these. We might end up doing 2 a week. We did test out the replays on auto as well. So some of the sessions were very popular, and the replays were getting a lot of views and people going back and watching the same thing. So I try to get those up in a more consumable fashion than just trying to find them in YouTube and stuff. So we'll probably do that next year as well. We'll have a day a week when the replay is on. So it's an easier way of consuming it. So the replay will be available all the time afterwards, but you can register and actually go through and watch the replay on autopilot sort of thing. So you're registering, sends you all the links and gives it to you as if it's happening at the time, but it's sort of on replay. So we'll do that next year as well. All right, thanks for sharing up your app, Luke. If you guys are still around, rapidexecutive.com/live. Go check out Luke's app. He will probably pixel you, but that's okay. He won't chase you too much. It's a very cool app. Share it out with especially any of your anally retentive friends and those attention to detail and control freaks. That's perfect for them. It's a really cool app as well for getting organized. It's a great time of year to get yourself organized as well. So clearing out the mess. I have actually changed this up, and it looks pretty much the same every week. But some of the funnels I'm working on are the same kind of funnels over and over again. Like product guys, everyone says their product's different. Everyone says their market's different. Everyone says the way they're going to sell it and who buys what and how. When we break it down to what the actual sales funnel is, they're all the same. Everyone's buying the same things the same way. Yes, your target market, your targeting is different, but the actual process you take people through to buy and making them happy through that process in a seamless way and the best conversions, it's the same way. It's exactly the same way. And so I'm finding so much power in this ClickFunnels and the way they can hang together. ClickFunnels has a marketplace where you can go and buy these sort of funnels all set up. So the funnels that I'm sharing for free on my site, I'm actually putting it up on the ClickFunnels marketplace as well. They dictate pricing, so I can't tell. I can say it's $47 or $97. It's like, okay, it's a couple of pages, it's 47. There's a heap of pages, it's 97. I don't know. They're letting the marketplace dictate rather than the market price or the marketers. So I've got a couple of my sales funnels that I have for free for you guys. You can grab them on that website, rapidstartup.io is where you can grab them. But the products up on the marketplace are selling, and there's even links. It's kind of like if you're selling on someone else's marketplace, you probably shouldn't take them off the marketplace. But I have got a few like trainings on there that have my branding all over it, so sending them back to that page. I'm actually having people buy. They're going through the branding. They go to the video to look at how it sets up. They're going on my site. They're getting it back for free, and they're saying, "This was worth $47. How come you're giving it away over here?" Well, that's just how it works, right? It's where you're coming into the funnel that makes the difference. Do you want your money back? No, it's fine. It's fine. Good fun. Thanks, Paul. Nice to see you as well. Paul says, thanks for the great presentation. Hopefully that was useful. I know that we had a massive conniption in the middle of there, so I do apologize for that. Conspiracy theories aside, talking about Facebook pixels when we're on Google and everything shutting down all of a sudden. That's okay. We recovered. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Thanks for sticking around through the technical difficulties. But we do put these together every week for you. It is for you, for your business. We're following a framework to go through. So no matter where you are in your business, whether you're right at the idea stage or ready to launch, we can help with all of those sort of things. We've got a great crew here. There's like 1,500 people in our meetup group. There's a whole heap of people that are finding their way across to the Facebook group as well. I don't really push that. It's more about the crew that get on these sessions come across to there. We're all very like-minded people, sharing and helping each other out no matter where you are on your business as well. Great fun. I love doing this. I'll continue doing this every single week. I did have 1 week off this year. I have to be 100% honest with you guys. I like heavy metal, so I went to a heavy metal gig. One of my favorite bands of all time was over from the US. They hadn't been here for years and years and years, so I got to see them, and just happened to be right now a couple of weeks ago. So we put up our best session from the past. That had heaps of people turn up. It was a great session. Everyone loved it. Excellent engagement throughout the session, just like tonight. Everyone getting involved, loving it. So I put that up as a replay. People still enjoyed it. So I did have a week off this year, but I've done one of these every week all year, and we even started doing 2 a week when we started talking about Amazon, until we had to dial that back because it was starting to get a bit crazy. So we'll be back next week with another one of these. We'll do a recap of the year. We'll talk a bit more about launch, a bit of a recap from tonight as well. A little bit more of an insight about what I'm launching next year as well, and how you can follow along and help take that and help that in your business as well. So I'm keen to hear from you guys. I'll probably be wearing a Santa hat next week, so bring yours along as well. If you want to jump on these sessions, I can invite you in. It is a Google Hangout, so you guys can come along and show your pretty faces as well. Love to see you. I'm sure everyone else would like to talk. This is I want this to be a mastermind session. This isn't about me espousing things that I'm working on or I'm interested at the moment. It's about what you guys need in your businesses and how we can move them forward. So that's why I do this every week. All right. I'll probably wrap up here, guys. I'm excited to show you what I'm launching at the moment. I'm hoping it can help all you guys out. 99% of it's going to be free for you guys because you're part of the inner circle here to help you grow and scale your business. All of these tools and things that I find that I'm using in my businesses that are having step changes. It's great fun. So thank you. All right, cool. All right, I will wrap up this evening. I'll leave the chat open for a little while. I might work on that chat box this week. I should do this, shouldn't I? It's down there. Chat box down there. I'll work on that chat box for you guys. I want it to be easy and simple. I thought the Facebook thing might be easier for you because most people are logged in there and they have to change the name and all that sort of stuff, and you get a little bit easier than the last one. A little bit more responsive and a little bit less spam than the last one as well. The bots always turned up about 10 o'clock every night. So I hope that was useful, guys. As always, rapidexecutive.com/live is where we are. rapidexecutive.com/replay if you're watching this on replay. rapidexecutive.com/FB if you want to join the Facebook group as well. All right, guys, have a great week. I hope that I see you guys next week. If you are on leave, if you are away, if you're taking a break from things and actually having some downtime over Christmas, then please do that with a clear conscience. Get yourself, sorry, I'm looking at a hilarious picture that's come up. Thanks, guys. If you are having some downtime, make sure you do have some downtime. Don't feel guilty about having downtime. I won't hate on you for that. I choose to switch off around the Christmas few days because I've got my kids. It's the best time of year for kids. But outside of those couple of days, I'm going to be hustling hard. So I'm going to be doubling down. So if you guys are keen to hang around over that time and knock something out of the park while everyone else is sitting around doing nothing, enjoying themselves, and the short period we have here, then come along and join us. We'll be here next week. Luke and I will be here on the 27th if you guys want to come in 2 weeks as well. And let's get into 2017 and launch our businesses. All right, guys, have a good one. See ya.